Okay, so I wanted to do a little walkthrough of our membership for people who may be kind of like, well, I don't really know what to expect, so I'm not really that interested. Just to show you what it looks like on the inside. So when you first get in there, you're gonna see this little carousel where some of our stuff is scrolling through. That's just our website. But here in the upper right hand corner, you'll have a little icon, which is the profile that you created here. And when you click that and go to My Library, then you can see that you have all these things here for you to access. So the first thing is the community, and the next, and I'll go through these one by one, but the next thing is our podcasts that we do weekly, and that is exclusive to this membership. Shawna also has another podcast called Equine Clicker 101 that has 50 lessons in it. That is kind of more of an ABCs of positive reinforcement. And then we have courses, and in there are 13 courses that we've done. Then we have individual training videos, and this is just a conglomeration of videos that we have put in here one by one. They're not associated with any other part of anything, they're random, but they're from our training sessions, both here at home and on the road when we're at clinics, and just lots of different things. And the one thing I will say is that they are not edited, so you're gonna see our little, sometimes we have some mistakes or things that aren't perfect, and that's just life, and we walk you through what we did to solve things. Then we have Ask Shawna and Jesse, and that is a section where people will write their questions in the chat, and they can tag us in it, and we will then sit down on video and answer their question for them. So that is in its own section. And then we have monthly Q&As. So those are just the recordings of our monthly visits with each other. And then we have blogs, which that's kind of self-explanatory. Contributors Corner, we don't have a whole lot in that yet, but that's for other professionals and people who have, educational things to teach us. We put those things there. And then we have, here's the podcast again, but this is the video version. So if you feel like actually looking at our faces while we talk, which bless you if you do, those will be there. And then we have, those are 2 courses of the courses. Those are just, it doesn't even matter why they're there. They're just there for me. But you have access to that, of course. So if you go into the community, and everything is really straightforward. It's very easy to find everything. It's super organized, but it works like any other chat where, you can read what's written here, and then if I do a post, you can see I can add I can add photos and videos. I can speak in here. I can create a poll if I want to, like all kinds of things. And then over here in this area, we have something called a leaderboard. And when I click on that, you can see who the all-time leader is for points. And then there's a monthly winner, or each month. We don't actually keep those points. The app Kajabi, which this membership is through or created by, they keep the points. And how that works is, I don't know what all you get points for. You can read about it, but you get it for things such as participation, like when you comment on other people's posts, or when you post something, when you complete a challenge, which we'll get to that next, what that is. That is, all things that you get various amounts of points for. I know challenges you get a lot of points for, but then that's all tallied up, and the winner of that, we give award them something such as a like a coaching call, or sometimes we give like products away, like stuff like that. Okay, and then the challenge section like the first of the month we post new challenges, and we've been posting 4 challenges a month, so that you can kind of pick and choose. Maybe you want to do all of them, maybe you just, one of them speaks to you more than another, but you do get more, you get the points for completing the challenges. So when you go into one of these challenges, it just explains what we're asking you to do, and you create a video for it, and then you can see down here people have posted their videos, and everybody can see those and learn from those, so that's awesome. And then there's something called meetups, and that is an area where you can just talk live to everybody, and this is where we do our Q&As. So all I do is Shawna and I do, is hit the live button, and we're all talking in the same group. But you can create your own meetup area. Like the one time recently, they had a meetup for people who are owners of Mustangs. So you can create your own room and go in there. You guys can set a date and meet up with other people. You can try to figure out like what areas you're from. There have been people who have figured out where they were from in different parts of the country, and then some of them are like, oh, we only live an hour apart. So they actually met up in person, which is really cool. So then when you want to go back, you go up here to back to library. And here you are at your library again. I'll just briefly show you some, the podcast, which is just self-explanatory. You just have your titles there, and we just recorded podcast 51, so we're almost a full year into doing this membership. And then the courses are in order of the way we think, at least the first few. They're in the way of how we think that you should complete them in terms of like education. So the first one is Intro to Positive Reinforcement. And I'm just going to click on one just to kind of show you what it looks like then when you go inside. So there's different modules. This is the intro section for this course. And then you have all these different videos. So it looks like this when you click on one, and you just hit play and listen to it. And then after it's a lot of them have us, we're actually working with the horses, of course. But once you have completed each of these little sections right here, it check marks it for you. So you can see to this course there are 5 different pages. You know what you have done and what you haven't done. So that's really nice. Another thing I'm going to say while we're right here is, see this, it says search. So if I wanted to know, say, I don't know, resource guarding, I'm typing with one hand, so forgive me for my slowness. But, oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that within this course. Anyway, I should have done it within the whole website, not the course. But you could search for something within this course. So say, I don't know, something I know that would be in this course would be operant conditioning. And then you're going to see now there are 4 videos here that talk about operant conditioning in them. So you could actually search the entire membership too for whatever it is that you're looking for a video on. And there's obviously a endless amount of topics. Okay, so that's kind of visiting one of the courses. You see there's 5 pages here. You can go and peruse what's in there, but here we have teaching your horse to stay, showing how we teach the horse to stay, the reverse round pen, all kinds of stuff. So that's that course. And then we have 7 essential building blocks of positive reinforcement. That one is kind of the practical application things that you want to make sure that you have firmly established before you go on to other behaviors. So if you know these, or you and your horse know these 7 things really solidly, you should then be able to take it to any other behaviors that you would like to work on, including under saddle things. Okay, and then the next course is helping busy spirited horses to settle and relax. And from here, we think that you should be able to go to any of these courses wherever, whenever you would want to. Probably those first 3 are important to do in order. And then we have, sorry, I didn't mean to click that. You have the using the reverse round pen for training success, starting the green horse under saddle with positive reinforcement and the crossover horse, applying the art beyond the science. So that gets into more heady concepts. It's not just about concepts though, it's practical application too. But it's deeper understanding of positive reinforcement, taking it a little further. And then we have taking positive reinforcement under saddle. So it's not necessarily starting your horse, it's a little bit more in depth. Hoof handling, despooking your horse. Now, the despooking your horse is an excellent course. Like, so many horses struggle with this issue. And this is actually one, and the remainder of these courses are actually ones that Shawna did a long time ago, but they're still so applicable, and they're so amazing. Teaching your horse to load on the trailer. And then there's one called You Can Train Your Horse to Do Anything. That was kind of one of the very first ones I think that they did. And then there's one on clipping and one on sheath cleaning. So those are the courses. Then we have, when you go back out into the main library, we have the individual training videos. These are, as I said earlier, they are just random things that we have worked on throughout all of our, actually right here is a full clinic. We videoed an entire 2-day clinic at home, so you get to see that. But it's just video by video. It's just all the things that we have worked on, both at home and when we're on the road teaching clinics. Sorry, I'm trying to do 2 things at once. Okay, so when we go back out, we have the Ask Shawna and Jesse section. And again, as we said, these are just like, you can see the topics are like resource guarding of humans, worried filly about moving to a new farm, questions about breeding, when to allow your horse to leave a scary object or place, horse taking food too harshly, just tons and tons of different topics. I don't even know how many are, 147 videos in there so far. And we do several a week, so you can go in there and you can use the search bar in there and see if there's something that you were actually looking for that speaks to you. And then the monthly Q&A, again, it's just kind of a list, and these are just right in order. January, February, March. And we have past ones too. So there's 2023. Even though we didn't start this membership till October of 2023, we have all of our past ones that we were doing before we got on this particular platform. So they go way back, and they're super helpful to people. Blogs, it's just a list of different topics, again, that we have found that people really want to learn more about. And the Contributors Corner has, from various people, we have Kate Blackmore, Barbara Parks, Mary Richards in a 2-part little series. And as I said earlier, we're just kind of sorting that one out. So that's a little, we have to add to that some. And then the video version of the podcast, which is just us us sitting there talking on camera. So that's, you can listen in your car without the video version, but we just made that available because some people wanted it. So there you have it. And you know, when you get in there, it's really good if you can make yourself a profile so that you can and introduce yourself. If you join, introduce yourself in the community and tell people who you are and what you've been working on and who your horse is, and show pictures, show videos, like all that stuff. The community, I have to say, it's outstanding. Like, it is not like a group that you would find on Facebook or wherever, where they can be a little catty, a little argumentative. These are your teammates. These people in here are the kindest, most accepting and helpful people that I mean, when we started this membership, I had no idea that it would be the way it is. But everybody is a cheerleader for the other person. And if you're brand new to positive reinforcement and not even fully committed to positive reinforcement, that is okay. And these guys get that, because we were all, including myself, we're all in that place at one point, and we understand that. And it just takes time to get us to where we feel like we can completely trust the training. And honestly, I still struggle with that sometimes, and we talk about that in here a lot. So, okay. Oh, you can also direct message people, and right here's a little place. Right here's a little place for notifications. So, and I'm sure I'm missing some things, but if you didn't hear earlier too, we're about to create an app. We're hoping that'll be available by November 1st. And we are going to be creating a certification that should be out by hopefully November 30th, barring that we don't have any snafus there. And the other thing that's not quite here yet, but is coming hopefully also in November, is we're going to make it available for us to do video critiques. So you send us your video, we voice over on the video and send it back to you so that you can watch that as many times as you want. All right, well, thanks guys for tuning in. And if you're interested, just go to www.shawnakarrasch.com. That's ShawnaKarrasch, and just check it out and see what you think. Okay, bye-bye.